So to get this backpack started, we're going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, and then we're going to start off with a 4mm hook. We're going to go ahead and make a chain that comes out to 7 inches. And once we have our 7 inches, we are going to block off the last chain with our fingers. We're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the second loop from the hook. Then we're going to single crochet all the way down and leave the last loop that we have. And just in case if you guys are wondering, I am using the not recommended size for this yarn, but I'm only going to be using this for the bottom only because I want the bottom to be a little bit tighter than the rest of the backpack. Once we single crocheted all the way down our chain, we left 1 loop like I said, and we're just going to be doing an increase into this last loop so that we can be working down the other side of the chain. And we're going to be doing an increase of 5. So go ahead and put 5 single crochet into that last loop. Once we have our 5, you can see that it's starting to curve our work a little bit, and that's what we want. So from here, go ahead and insert our hook into the other side of the chain, going back down, putting 1 single crochet into every loop that we have, leaving the last loop down here as well. So we single crocheted all the way down our work and we left 1 loop, and we're going to do another increase of 5 into this loop. So go ahead and insert your hook and do an increase of 5. And then once we have our 5, you can see that our 4th and 5th one are kind of covering one of our loops. We're just going to insert our hook into that loop with a slip stitch. And this is our first row. And then from here, go ahead and chain up 1, insert our hook into the first loop with a single crochet, and then go ahead and single crochet all the way down until we reach the increase of 5 again. So we went ahead and single crocheted once into every loop that we had until we met our increase of 5, and as you can see, it's right here, 1 2 3 4 5. And then this is going to be the same for every row after this one, for this one and every row after this one as well. So we're just going to try and make corners into the 2nd and the 4th loop that we have. So once when we get here, we're going to insert our hook into the first of 5 with just a regular single crochet. Once when we get to the 2nd loop, we're going to do an increase of 3. So go ahead and put 3 single crochet into that 2nd loop. And from here in the 3rd, the middle one, go ahead and put 1 single crochet. And when you get to the 4th, an increase of 3. And then this is the 5th, go ahead and put 1 single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet once into every loop going all the way down. Once we get to this increase of 5, we're going to do the same thing. So into the first increase, we're going to do 1 single crochet. 2nd is going to be an increase of 3. 3rd, 1 single crochet. 4th, increase of 3. 5th, a single crochet. Once when you're done doing the other side of corners, now you're just going to connect it. We're just going to insert our hook into the first loop that we made and pull through with a slip stitch. And from here, I'm going to show you how to do it one more time. But go ahead and chain up 1, put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have, going all the way down. And then go ahead and single crochet until we get to the corners. So as you can see, we've single crocheted all the way down, and this is our 3rd row. And I'm just going to show you how to do the corners one more time. So as you can see, this is our increase of 3. Here's 1 2 3, and then this is going to be our first single crochet into the increase of 5 that we did in the first row. So we're going to single crochet into that first one, and then into the increase of 3, we're going to single crochet into that first loop. Once we get to the 2nd, do another increase of 3, and then into the last single crochet into that increase that we have, you put 1. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next one, and then this is our next increase of 3. So under our first one right here, we're going to put 1 single crochet. Into the 2nd is where we do our increase, so go ahead and do another increase. This is our last single crochet in our increase of 3, and go ahead and just put 1 single crochet in there. And then from here, you're just going to single crochet once into every loop, going all the way down, doing the same thing that we did here on this end. And then we're going to keep going around like that until the length of our work is 10 inches and then the height is 3. So after 6 rounds, I'm done making the base of the backpack, and now I'm going to switch my hook for a 4mm hook to a 5mm hook for the rest of the backpack. But all we're going to do from here is chain up 1, and then we're going to be putting 1 single crochet into every loop that we have, no increases, no nothing, and that's just going to be going into the back loops only. So as you can see, we have the 2 loops that we typically go into. So go ahead and insert your hook into the back loop with a single crochet. And we're just going to be doing that all the way around. Once we're done with this row, going all the way around with just single crochets, we're going to connect with a slip stitch. And from here, this is just going to be where your backpack is. So this can be a solid color, you can switch it up. I will be switching it up and I'll be telling you the measurements for my colors and everything. But with that being said, all we're going to do from here is just chain up 1 and then single crochet once into every loop that we have. And then once we get all the way back around, connect with a slip stitch and then keep going. So as you can see, I got done doing pretty much the entirety of the backpack. And all of these colors will be linked in the description below as well if you're wondering. But we're just going to start from the bottom. So my base rows is row 1 through 6, and that is 1.5 inches. And then my next chunk, my dark gray, is 7 through 31, and that is a little over 6 inches. My white rows is 32 through 40, which is 2.5 inches. My blue is 41 through 48, which is 2 inches. And then my last row is 49 and 50, which is 1/2 inch. And then from base all the way to the top, you should have roughly 12 inches in total. Now one of the last things that we have to do is attach the straps or the drawstring. So all I did was take my 5mm hook and I took 2 colors and then I just made a long chain. You can use whatever colors you like, but I used this top color and white, and I made a chain of roughly 56 inches. And then when you have this is going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to need to figure out where we want our drawstring to go, and as you can see, I already have my markers in, and if you flip it over, I have my markers into the bottom as well. But all we're going to do from here, once we figured out how we wanted to do it, and this is all I did, I just pinched in the sides and then laid it flat. Now we're just going to grab our tapestry needle, and we're going to grab our chain, insert the tail end through the tapestry needle, and once we have one side attached to the tapestry needle, we're just going to insert it into the bottom portion that we have, and we're going to pull it through the back. And then you can secure this however you like. All I like to do is bring the tapestry needle in through the next loop that's right next to it, and then insert it back into the same loop that we were just in, and then tie a knot on the inside. And this is what my knot looks like on the inside, and I'm just going to leave it like this, including the tail, but you can obviously cut it or weave it in, whatever you'd like to do, but this doesn't bother me. So from here, we're going to take the other end of our chain and insert that onto the tapestry needle again. And then from here, we're going to want to pinch our backpack the way that we want it to be when it's shut. So this is the way that I want it. And then from here, this is just going to be a you thing. You guys get to pick. But when I have this here, I'm just going to go along this line and then insert it somewhere within the first quarter of this side. And you have to make sure that it goes in through the same line, through the parts that are pinched in and in the front. And from here, this is going to be a little bit difficult, but go ahead and pull your chain through. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is going to be the front. You're going to go across the front, figure out where you want to put it, and then it's going to go in through the same row all the way through. And once when you have that, go ahead and pull this all the way through again. And then if we did it correctly, you can go ahead and trace the back, making sure that it all came in through the same row, and it did. And then from here, we're just going to attach it to the bottom portion where we want the strap to end. So go ahead and insert your hook, and then go ahead and tie it off the same way that you did the first one. And then once when you're done tying in the other side of the strap, you can go ahead and pull, and this is what your backpack should be looking like. And from here, you can go ahead and take out your markers and then weave in your ends as well. And this is the backpack once we've woven in all of the ends. Thank you so much for the request for this backpack. This one was so much fun to do, and I can't wait to see y'all's recreations of it. And if y'all do, please be sure to tag me on both Instagram and Twitter at TCDDIY. If you haven't already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And lastly, if you have any questions about the yarn or hooks in the video, all those links will be in the description. And if y'all use those links, I get a little kickback, which also happens to help out the channel. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.